Alright, welcome to another episode of Soto Desperado Plays Ark Survival Ascended. Over here on the Supreme Island. Supreme Gaming, one word, Supreme Gaming Island server. And I just ended the last video, so it's a continuation. I still got Mr. JJ Buckner up. I was thinking of playing another one of his videos.
Before Black Friday drop.
Okay. Let's move it back up. I may have started it. Alright, so here's a new video. People are struggling.
People are struggling right now. And it doesn't look like it's getting any better anytime soon. Let's talk about it.
Are we all fighting for our lives financially right now, or is it just me?
Yeah.
I have a good degree. I work 3 jobs. I budget the hell out of my money to an annoying, obsession. I'm watching every single penny I'm spending because I'm trying to pay off all of my student loans. But, times are tough right now. Man, I feel like the more you work, the more you have to pay for. And it's tough out there right now. I think I do well, and then I look at my bank account and I'm like, oh my God. Or I go to the grocery store and I'm like, oh wow. Eggs are $10 again. Woohoo! Man, it is tough right now, and sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Sometimes I'll look and I'll be like, oh my God, all these people I know are traveling and buying nice things, and I'm like, wow, is there a secret? Someone help me.
I think this is one of the rare times in our economy, in our history, where people can manage their money correctly. They can budget properly, they can work towards earning more income, and still struggle to get by. That is how serious of a problem we're facing right now as a society and as a country. Things are too expensive, and wages have not kept up with the rapid rise of inflation that we've seen over the short past couple years. And this is what happens. People like this gal right here, who sounds like she's managing her money correctly, she's budgeting, she has 3 jobs she mentioned, and she's trying to work towards paying off her student loans, yet she's buying eggs that are $10 because everything in the grocery store is just way too damn expensive, along with everything else we're paying for right now. Something has got to change. Wages have to rise, or prices have to come back down to a more regular level, to where they were just a few short years ago before we pumped trillions of dollars into our economy to stimulate the economy back when COVID hit and we thought the whole world was going to end. Also, she mentioned something about seeing people who are still traveling and doing things. Let's be honest here, guys. Most of those people are able to do that because of credit cards. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who are doing very well right now, and it's because luckily they were planning ahead, and maybe not even planning ahead. They basically just were handling their finances correctly, made the correct investments over the past 5 to 10 years, and now they're doing okay. They're sitting just fine. And that's something I bring up a lot here on the channel. The people who are just getting started, who are starting their lives right now, they were dealt a rough hand. I mean, that's the best way you can say it. What you are given right now, if you're a young kid coming out of high school or college, it's tough. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that it can't happen. That doesn't mean you can't get ahead. I'm not saying that, because I know young kids right now that are straight killing it. But I think we can all agree when we can say everything's just getting a bit too damn expensive. And I feel like on some of these ends, companies are taking advantage of saying, inflation, gotta raise our price. Inflation, gotta raise our price. And no one's really doing anything about it, meaning you still go spend the money, you still go buy things. But what I think we're starting to see right now is more people are having to pull back. And with that, as people start pulling back on their spending because they simply can't afford to live anymore, prices are going to have to come back down to a more normal area. Now, will we see a massive recession, or will we see a massive financial disruption over the next couple of years? Who knows? I can't tell the future. I wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked one bit.
How are y'all making it? No, literally, how are y'all making it? Because, little backstory, I decided back in January that I was going to monetize on this app. Every dollar I made, no matter how big, how small, was going to go to a savings account, and that was going to be money for a down payment on our house. Because if you don't know, me, my husband, and our 2 kids are living with my parents. Spoiler alert, that's not happening. We're having to take that money I'm making and use it to get by until the next week. On top of my husband's income. My husband's making the most money he's ever made, and this is the brokest we've ever been. Make it make sense. I'm not a bougie bitch. I might get my lashes done, but my friends do my hair. I don't get my nails done. Like, I'm really not that high maintenance. We try to live within our means. We truly do. It's like no matter how much you don't go out to eat, no matter how much you don't spend money, you're still gonna be broke. Why? Because that is the world that we live in. So I know I'm not as educated as I should be when it comes to voting. All I know is that shit was a lot better 4 years ago. I could afford to breathe, and I had my own house. Right now, nobody can afford housing. Nobody can afford food. And if you can, congratulations, because you're far and few. So please, please, for the love of God, take that into consideration come November and make a change. Because I am tired. I am tired of living like this.
This is a big year, folks. I mean, this is an election year. This is a time where a lot of bigger investors are kind of sitting back and waiting to see what happens. Now, no matter what side of the fence you're on, or what side of the aisle you're on, whatever you want to call it, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, down the middle, I mean, I think across the entire political agenda, there is a lot of, how do I say this, corruption. There is a lot of, look at Congress, right? The amount of money that our government wastes on a yearly basis is astronomical. The amount of mismanagement of money that goes on in our government blows my mind. And I feel like on both sides, if one side doesn't get their way, like for example, let's say on the right side, right? If the conservative right-winged doesn't get their way, Trump doesn't get a win, most people are going to come out and say that, the election was rigged, something's going on, there's corruption in the government, Trump was never going to be allowed to win anyways. Then you have the left side, to where if Kamala doesn't win, then we're going to hear that the country is going to go to absolute shit. Trump is now a dictator. I mean, you hear the extremes from both sides, and I just wish me as a Midwestern boy looking at the future of our country, honestly, what I would love to see is I would love to see unity of the country come back together. I hate how divided we are as a country. I also want to see our country be able to manage money better. I would like to see our government shrink massively in size. I think our government has grown to be way too big for its britches here in this country. And I also wouldn't be shocked to see something catastrophic happen to the American dollar. I mean, how much longer can we just continue to print money and keep sweeping things under the rug, kicking the stick farther down the road until an absolute bomb goes off? I mean, that really could happen. Homes prices are still sitting at sky high, but in this market where I'm watching, and also the Florida market where I still keep an eye on, prices, homes are sitting, I know homes that have been sitting on the market since before I left Florida, which has been over 100 days.
Yeah.
We're seeing homes sit on the market for 100 days.
Dude,
homes
I've seen them on there for years, man.
At the prices that the sellers are still wanting to get. There's so much going on right now that I think a lot of people really don't understand yet, or maybe they're just not seeing it because they're not looking at it all the time. But I feel it. I do. I really do feel it. I feel like something is coming. The feds are talking about a potential rate cut. When that happens, that means the country may be on the potential verge of a recession. I know some of you think we're already in a recession. I don't think we're there yet. Some wild times we're living in right now, people.
So this is not to be pessimistic. I'm just a realist. But do not feel bad for doing what you have to do in this economy. I've been seeing people post about how they had to give up their new car, or how they had to go back to a 9-to-5 after doing entrepreneurship, move back in with their parents. And I know that it sucks. I just wanted to stress to you that it's not your fault. It's really the economy. As a millennial who lived through pre-pandemic and then now, it was totally different. Yes, I was able to pay off my car, but my car note was $300 a month. It was only $16,000 for a brand new car at that time. You can't find a brand new car for that price anywhere. Another thing too, when I was paying rent, it was $800 back in 2017, 2018. And that was for a 3-bedroom. That same apartment right now is $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom. House prices, I could literally write an essay. I could write a book. The interest rates, of course, were way lower, but the house prices were not crazy. I bought my house for $165,000. The houses in my neighborhood right now are going for almost $300K, which is crazy.
Yeah, like
I say all
double or
that to
triple.
say you can't take accountability for things that are just simply not your fault. Jobs are not paying that much. The economy is going up. Eggs are $31. So when it comes to doing what you have to do to survive in this economy, do not feel bad. It's just a sacrifice.
She nailed it. I mean, guys, she nailed it. If there's one thing you need to not worry about, especially in the tough times we're living in, is what the hell other people think. Right now, there's going to be some major life decisions happening for people across the country. When you can't afford to live, when you can't afford to live the lifestyle you lived 5-6 years ago, major life changes have to happen. You either have to pick up another job, you have to move to a more affordable area, you may have to move back in with your parents temporarily because you literally cannot make it financially. If there's one thing that I want to say, I want to agree with this girl 100% and say, who gives a shit what anyone thinks about you and the decisions you make to get through for your life. Sometimes, desperate times calls for desperate measures. And if you're struggling right now financially and you're on the verge of bankruptcy or you're on the verge of not being able to pay your bills, or maybe you're already there. Maybe you're already there and you can't pay your bills. Maybe it's time to sell that car that's eating you alive every single month. Or maybe you tried the entrepreneur route and it's time to go back and get a 9-to-5. There's no shame in that. Like, the fact that people would even be like, oh, couldn't make it. No, I mean, at least you tried. At least you tried to do it. And there's maybe another better time coming ahead in the near future where it is time and the right time for you to do that. There it is the time to take that big risk. But right now, maybe it's not it. Maybe right now is time for survival. Stock cash away if you can. Change your lifestyle drastically to get by, because I don't see things improving anytime soon. What's going to be very, very crucial, and what I'm going to be watching, and I probably will be making content on, to be honest, is this upcoming election. I'm very curious what happens in our economy depending which way the election goes. If Trump wins or if Kamala wins. You let me, I want to hear your all's thoughts. What do you think happens if Trump wins? What do you think happens if Kamala wins? Let me know right now down in the comment section. Very interested.
Things I've given up because of the cost of living. I've seen a few videos on TikTok now talking about things people have given up because of the rising cost of living, and I just kind of wanted to speak to that a little bit. There's a ton of things I could list when it comes to the list of things I've given up because of the rising cost of living. But honestly, the thing that matters to me the most, it's not even any of the material things like eating out or being able to get someone else to cut my hair or being able to get new glasses because I have a big old scratch across one of the lenses that I can't afford to get replaced. The biggest thing for me is just the constant feeling and pressure of stressing about finances and how to make ends meet. So that's why I started this account, to try and find ways to make extra money and share it with you.
Oh, I hate that. And I hate that most people are feeling that right now. Like, most people are waking up, going to their job that they probably don't want to be at, and they're still not making enough money to get by to live their life. That is horrible when you think about that. But that's the normality we're living in right now. Like, that's what's going on in our society. I mean, prices have legit gotten that high across the board for everything you go and do. My wife and my family has had to make major sacrifices because of the change of costs that have incurred in our life. We have to shop a little differently We're not traveling probably as much as we would like to right now because, one, we're trying to put a lot of money away with the unknowns of what's coming on this economy. Because let's be honest, guys, if something major catastrophic happens in this economy and we see a massive recession or maybe the next Great Depression like I talked about in a previous video, I mean, as a content creator, my income's going to dry up. My income will be one of the first ones to dry up. I mean, I'm just being straight honest with you guys. That's why, one, I have planned ahead from the very beginning. When I've been making my money as a content creator, I've been putting that money aside. I've put that money in investments. I've put that money in savings. Now, we've spent a little bit of it, having a little bit of fun, but majority of it I've wanted to keep in case something does happen in the economy and I at least have a little bit of time to figure out what I may want to do next. Start another business. I can go back into construction if I want to. Those are things that I think about. I do. I really do think about. I'm not going to sit here and like try to be like, oh, you know, I'm never going to need another job in my life. Like, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to this economy. And if times get tough and, you know, advertisers stop paying, you know, ad revenue drops by 70-80% on YouTube, then I may want to look into doing something different. I don't know. If you guys don't see me upload one day, you know, I did something different. Basically, it's what it is. And that could happen. That's what I think a lot of content creators don't think about either. They have this big paycheck coming in all the time. I could go away tomorrow. That's why I'm a big believer in planning ahead. Way ahead. Have enough cash in reserves. Make sure you're investing a lot of that money, even though it may go down in value temporarily. Generally, looking at the history of the market and the history of the economy, as prices decline at a rapid rate, over the long term, they come back up and even at a higher amount that they were before. So if you can get through these tough times, there's always a brighter end. There's always an opening at the end of the tunnel. There's a light at the end of the tunnel is what I'm trying to say there. So times will get better, but no, it may get worse before we get to the better part.
Y'all know it's the main two things that will humble you in a heartbeat. Being broke and not having a job and not having your car. Let's talk about being broke and not having a job first. Y'all ever went through that unemployment phase where you just got fired or you just quit your job and you got to fill out 30 job applications and you're not getting a single response? Yeah, that little feeling of freedom after you quit your job is cool and all until you spend them last few dollars from that last paycheck you got. It ain't shit to smile about after that. After your bank account becomes lower and lower and lower and you just know you fucked. You just know you're finna be down bad on your ass. It ain't shit to smile about no more. It ain't shit to be happy about no more, bro. That shit will put fear into a nigga heart. No bullshit. And not having a car or not having your car available. Anybody that had a problem with their car and you had to get an Uber to go to and from back home to work from work, y'all know where I'm coming from with this. I do not know how fucked up it is for you to have to spend $100 to $200 taking an Uber to go to work and coming back home throughout the whole week of you working. Bro, that shit is something else, bro. It's like you just went through that whole week of working and you lost all that money, bro. It's just gone like that in a heartbeat, bro. That shit is something else. I'm telling y'all, that shit is something else. Them are the main two things that will humble the fuck out you in life, bro. No bullshit.
Homeboy ain't lying. He's not lying one bit. As a man who was let go from a company when my wife was pregnant with my daughter and the holidays were right around the corner,
Jesus,
it is a very humbling feeling, and I'm actually glad to say that happened. Because I already had a fire lit under my ass way back when I first started working out of college. I always wanted to be successful. I always wanted to get ahead with money. It was always a big passion of mine. But I have a video talking about when I did get let go. And I didn't get fired because I did anything wrong. What happened was the company was going through some financial struggles. The video of me talking about it, I'll try to link a picture up here. You guys can find it on the channel if you want to watch it. But I basically talked about how planning ahead let me handle that being let go a little better because I had cash in savings, because I had another stream of income, because I had reputable skills that I could send out to the job market in hopes of finding an equivalent job. But I'm also, although yes, you do get humbled when that happens to you in life, especially as a man, because you're the breadwinner, you're taking care of your family, like that's what it's supposed to be like. But then when that happens to you, you kind of get knocked on your ass. You're like, holy cow! But what matters is how you handle that on after it's happened to you. You can choose the route of drink yourself to sleep every night, be depressed, say, oh, woe is me, the economy sucks, everything's expensive, I can't get out of this, I'm never going to get ahead. Or you can say, no, screw that shit, like, let that light the fire under your ass even more, and be able to get yourself ahead that much more as well. So if you guys are watching this right now and you're in that predicament, you're where that guy was talking about. Maybe you just got let go from a job, or you can't afford to purchase a car right now. Let that be your down point. Let that be your point in life where you're like, what I've been doing in my life for the past 10 years, 5 years, that's led me to where I'm at now, obviously isn't working, so I need to make some sort of change. I need to make some difference in my life. And if that means going out and getting a few extra jobs, or if that means trying to up your pay a little bit, or maybe it means to learn a new skill online with YouTube, or there's thousands of videos that you can research, there's thousands of books that you can read to literally teach yourself a new skill. Or if that means go out and get a better paying job that may be a little worse hours that you're working right now, or the workload may be a little bit, pretty shitty. For example, one thing I can look at that I always said, if I ever needed to go back to get a job, and I needed something right away, I know I could go get a job as like a laborer or doing something in construction, because that's my background. I was a project manager for 3 years for multiple different construction companies. I know that industry and I know how it works. I have those skills still, so I feel like I could get in somehow, whether it be in the field or office work for the construction industry if I really needed to. But the problem is if the economy dries up, no one's going to be hiring in construction. So you need to think, okay, well, if I can't do that, what else am I going to go find and do? And when that time comes, which we're not there yet, they're still hiring in construction, the trades are still hiring. So luckily we're not in that predicament. And the point I'm making with that is that's why you want to change your life now before that time does come. You want to make sure you take whatever job you want. Find something even though it may be shit for a while. Sometimes you got to eat shit to get by. I hate saying it, but it's the truth. Like sometimes, I know a buddy of mine, I don't know if he'll watch this or not, but a good friend of mine, he's a very, very successful real estate investor now. He started his first business and he slept in a box truck. He was hauling mattresses back and forth between companies and customers, and he didn't have a place to stay at the time, so he literally slept in the box truck. That is eating shit. Now he's a multimillionaire investing in real estate because he took chances, he was very frugal with his money, he made the right money decisions, and he was able to work his ass off for basically nothing getting started and slowly just started rising up. But it also all comes with spending your money correctly, guys. So many people right now that are struggling or broke are still using their credit cards to go out to eat or to buy a fancy steak dinner, or maybe they're just going out to Taco Bell 5 times a week. That's the shit we can't spend our money on. That's what we can't be dropping dollars left and right on. Or maybe you're buying drinks every weekend still, and you think you can afford it, but you know deep down you really can't. Now, I'll get off this rant now, but it's so true, guys. It is. It all comes into, first, not caring what anybody thinks. You make the decisions in your life that you know is going to better your lifestyle in the long run. If that means eating shit for a little bit, you do it. You enjoy it. Throw some A1 on that sucker if you need to. But understand it's going to take some major sacrifices getting ahead. And I feel like if a major catastrophic event is coming, a lot of people are going to fall on their face, and I don't want to see that. That's why I hope when you guys watch these videos, I hope they're entertaining, but I can share some knowledge with you guys financially that can set you up to where you're going to be looking better financially a year or 2 years from now than you are right now. Stop living paycheck to paycheck, get on a budget, save some cash if you can, and start paying off your debt, so that way future you has your finances in order, you're doing fine, and you're making strides financially, meaning your net worth is continuously going up because of the decisions you're making. No one's coming to save you, guys. No one. Understand that. When you take the responsibility in your hands and you start living the correct way financially, trust me. Trust me when I say this. I've experienced it. Life gets so much more enjoyable when you have your finances in order. It sucks to start the journey, but enjoy it while you're going through it. And know that it's much better than where you're at now. That end result. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for joining me on another video. And until the next one, you all take care. Cheers.
Yeah, easier said than done, though. Good advice for people that are just starting to feel it. This is about a month ago. It's really getting pretty bad. Alright, so let's see.
Good morning, guys.
Dark side of the force.
MGTOW Sidious. And I am coming to you this morning with MGTOW message. Guys, your woman does not love you. For you guys out there that are married, that are in relationships, she doesn't give a shit about you.
That's just being a woman.
She only loves her feelings. You've heard this tons and tons of times before, and I am going to re-emphasize it. Your woman does not love you. How could she love you when she mostly loves her feelings? And you can't compete against her feelings. No matter how much you pour into her, no matter how much you love on her, no matter how affectionate you are with her, no matter how you put yourself, her, before you put yourself, no matter how much you put her before yourself. I need for you to realize this, guys. These bitches don't care about you. They only care about their feelings. And for the moment, if you're making her feel good, whether it's sexually, emotionally, whatever the case may be, you'll be fine for the moment. Or you might not be fine for the moment. Because whenever she decides, I saw a video, I uploaded a short from TikTok. One day, you know what? She wakes up and she says, I'm out of love with this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you're gone.
Big Ward had a video like that.
Blink
Big
of an eye,
Ward.
homeboy.
We don't have that love and feeling
Girl is
anymore.
gone.
That love and feeling.
Oh, I
Had kids,
better
a house,
learn how to
everything.
face it. She's gone. He's gone.
Jesus.
That old Daryl Hall and John Oates song.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do to get her back. I mean, she might spin the block later on down the years, but yet and still, she is never yours, homeboy. She belongs to her feelings and her emotions. Those two things are her devotion. Remember this, guys. Never be surprised. Always treat them like you do a job. Always be prepared to be released, terminated.
Yeah, no shit.
Right? And just have fun with them while you're there with them. Get your dick sucked, bust nuts in the slut, down their throats, down their windpipes, and let them go. All right? Thrust and bust. I'm up out of here. I'm the MGTOW, mouth of the side.
Yeah, that's a message from the dark side of things, brother. Holy shit, man. I don't even think I could have handled a relationship, not with the, the lack of money I've had in my life. The lack of opportunity, always getting screwed over by the system, always getting put down, let down, disappointed. I mean, can you imagine a woman going through that with me? And she's having trouble finding a job. I bet that really pretty girl, that was a pretty girl one time, I was going to ask out, but I was too much of a pussy. I pussied out. If I had gone out with her, I bet you a bottom dollar, she would have hung with me a little while and then just left, simply because of resources. In order to have a good, successful life, you have to have the resources. And unless she came from money, which I doubt, because she was working the same fucking temporary job I was working, you ain't going to survive. You ain't going to thrive. That's why I'm making plans to live out of the car, whether it's hot or cold, whether I'm freezing or I'm burning up. I have to have a fan to get air circulation, and that's a priority. Matter of fact, I completely forgot to make the order for those fans. You have to get these USB fans. Matter of fact, I have a USB fan, a single fan. I might just use that. I have one fan, and you have to do it in such a way that you want to draw air in, but you need some conduit or something to do that, I think. Anyway, I'll figure something out, but the point is that, you got to make your preparations before the trouble hits, or you're going to be in serious trouble. Okay? Be in serious trouble. And you don't want to be in serious trouble in this world. You want to be out there. If you live downtown, there's crooks and thugs and trashy people down there that'll victimize you, rape you, steal from you. They'll try to sell you drugs, get you hooked on drugs because you can't deal with reality anymore, make you their bitch. In prison, you wind up breaking the law, you're in prison, same fucking thing, except you got nowhere to run. You got nowhere to run. They own you. It's a fucking dangerous place out there. That's what I'm saying. I'm preparing my vehicle to live in the vehicle if I have to. If I lose this property, I lose it. Don't feel sorry for me. I can survive in my car because I own my car. I don't have payments. I can survive in my car. I won't be able to make videos with you guys anymore. I'll put the computer and all this other shit in a storage unit, and you have to put the computer on the ground in a storage unit, preferably in a sealed container, because if you don't, it'll heat up. You don't want it to heat up, but you do want it on the ground in a sealed container, because some of these storage units, they heat up significantly, and the ground, on the concrete ground, that's the best area. That's the coolest area. Shit. Anyway. Damn. I still wish I had gone out with that girl. I really do. That is one of my major regrets, is not going out with that chick. Okay, this video is dedicated to all you men that think you can find love in modern women. Part 12. Oh shit, no, we're not going to do that. Part fucking 12, man. Diddy McDowell. Now. Yeah, I'm subscribed, so I can do part 12 of that shit. All right.
When this company
I love this guy's voice. I love the way he sounds like a total whiner, but he makes so much sense. He's not really whining. It's just that's the way he talks, you know. But he makes so much sense. This Unreal. I believe in super ego drivers now. So basically, he's a truck driver, and they're not paying the truck drivers enough money to do shit, and yet they're giving him loads and loads of work, but it's very low pay, virtually nothing.
Reset my logs twice. I just got with the company and they reset my logs twice. They didn't even tell me. They didn't do nothing. I just looked at my clock and I got a fucking new clock, bro. Damn. My only biggest argument with our logs that has fucked me up, that got me in violation, is me shitting at the shipper for so long. When I leave the shipper, I'm in hours of service violation. That's my biggest pet peeve with these hours of service. I've been at the shipper so long, they kept me loading me for 4 or 5 hours. Now I'm in hours of service violation. Now I don't got no fucking hours to drive. But don't reset my motherfucking logs. I just need about an hour and a half to get to a fucking truck stop, depending on where I'm at in America. Every part of the country ain't the same. Just to get to the truck, the closest is probably usually just a rest stop. If it's that late in the game, I'm just gonna go to a rest stop, you know. But resetting your logs is man, bro. Getting in an accident versus being late. A late don't go on your record. They're gonna get paid for that load, stupid. You see what I'm saying? Versus pushing a driver to drive up to risk getting in an accident. See, whether you're 22 or 45, if you've been working like 16, now you want me to drive, now you pretty much want me to do like a 18-hour shift. That's crazy. But only person that know when they reset your logs, it's not like the world know. The world doesn't give a fuck. The world doesn't even know what the fuck you're talking about, actually. Only people that understand is other truck drivers. And it's just you and the dispatcher. So when the dispatcher resets your shit, and you look on your logs, and it's you shouldn't be able to change drive time. Now I see how that looks. So that bro, that mean a driver could have been up for 16, 20 hours. No, that's not right. The chance of you dozing off behind the wheel, bro, no. And then they wanted me to deliver this load in the PA area. PA is all type of Rocky Mountain bullshit. I just don't understand. It ain't. Here's the deal. It's not that detritus, okay? Because I worked with a guy who pretty much worked with all the biggest brokers, C.K. Robinson, TQL, Schneider Freight, J.B. Hunt Freight, Western Hunt Freight, broker they freight, all the big brokers. He worked with all of them motherfuckers. Okay, so miss me with that shit. God damn. And to me, if you got a legit breakdown, that's a legit breakdown. He actually went to Loves. So we need to reschedule the shit. To me, in the corporate America, most companies would probably rather get a good inspection, get their shit fixed. Especially when you get nothing but bad inspections. They told me all they've been getting is bad inspections. So what does that mean? They need to get a good inspection. They make their shit look good. Not resetting the logs. Nigga, I've been with the company. Like I said, I was with the company, nigga, only 3 days. The first day they reset the logs. The second day they reset the logs. First day, I'm like, I don't got enough time to get there. They gave me a whole nother shift back. I'm like, oh my God. So I end up working like 16 hours that day. First day I worked with them. Second day, I'm driving. They reset the logs again. I'm like, damn, y'all niggas out the gate, bro. I'm sorry, out the gate, y'all niggas resetting the logs. Y'all didn't like, okay, You know, when I get a new driver, I'm a dispatcher. I'm gonna give him something easy.
Wow.
Something simple and easy so he can be there on time.
You're just fucking with
so
his
he
shit.
can be there on time. Whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna overwhelm him with something dumb, stupid. I'm gonna give you something here. So you're a new driver, fam. Let's just take it easy. Because in the world of live load, it's not about miles. It's really more about being on time. Shit. Don't overwhelm you with loads. Damn, I've been around this block. I've been doing this shit for 2 years now with everything live load. Going all these different types of shippers and receivers. Are they appointment? Are they live only? Do I got to go there and look stupid and get rejected because now I'm late? Because I had a flat tire? Or the shipper holding me up? Or whatever? Shit. Your dispatcher, bro. Because your dispatcher know when you're running late. That makes it break you. Your dispatcher controls what type of loads you get, and they communicate directly with the brokers. You don't got communication with the brokers. You're the middleman going places looking stupid. And the log system, they see your logs. Why the fuck would you call somebody at 1 o'clock in the morning? Ooh, that pissed me the fuck off. What the fuck? That was me. The other right verse. If I found out you calling drivers at 1 o'clock in the morning, you didn't call him prior. You didn't call him prior. You knew when he got in the sleeper. You knew when he went, because it's the logs. You knew when he stopped. Now you're going to call him at 1 o'clock in the morning, waking his ass up after he just stopped at 9:30. So let's say you stopped at 9:30 shit. You probably ain't fall asleep to 10:30, 11. I mean, to 10:30. 10 o'clock. Maybe half an hour later, then that's probably when you went to sleep. Maybe. Then they woke up and start calling your motherfucking ass at 1 o'clock. Nigga, that ain't right. Damn, that man, motherfucker. This how y'all do business? See, you don't know how a company do business till you with them. Motherfuckers calling you at 1 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck? What type of logical sense does that make? Bro, they gonna get paid for the load regardless. And if you talk to the broker ahead of time and let him know that some shit is happening, they got a flat tire, we can actually show you the receipt of loves where he went and got some shit fixed. That guy to stand on business with these fucking brokers. Because like I said, everybody gets a flat tire in this motherfucker. JB Hunt get a flat tire. Private companies get a flat tire. Mega companies, they all get flat tires. And pretty much they all get inspected. They really do. They all get inspected because they got so many goddamn trucks. Hello. The more trucks you got, the chances of you getting inspected is... Nah. Your dispatcher, bro. This is like your dispatcher. Because like me, Rondell was the best dispatcher, but I'm not even gonna lie. Because when I had shit like that, he was like, all right. Then to me, here was the deal. You as a dispatcher. This is you as a dispatcher. If you see your driver been sitting at a customer for 3-4 hours, then it got to be there tomorrow morning. It's not gonna be there tomorrow morning. Come on now, how? Especially if it's something like 400 miles away. Come on now. That's 7 hours of driving. He ain't even got loaded yet, bro. Come on now. Miss me with that shit. Come on now. Fuck is going on? Fuck is going on, bro? You shouldn't even have to tell him that, nigga. To me, in my opinion, you shouldn't even have to tell a nigga that. You shouldn't even have to tell nobody that bullshit. To me, you shouldn't even have to tell nobody that bullshit. But this happened to me with several carriers. You're sitting at a dock late in the evening, no matter if it's 200 miles, 400 miles, or 700 miles. Sometimes it's been 900 miles away. Like, nigga, this ain't gonna be there tomorrow morning. Fuck you mean, son? I ain't got no clock. I'm getting tired anyway. I done got done working just like got them off like 15, 16 hours. Shifts are working. Shit, goddamn. See? This is why they got the 14-hour rule, because sometimes you done got up earlier before that. Really, you really didn't probably work 14 hours, really. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time when you get up, you usually don't start your clock. It just depends. You know, so really you're going on like a 16-hour day sometimes, you know, because you've been up doing this, doing that. Anyway, you've been up taking care of business. Whatever that business been. This shit, man, these motherfuckers. Resetting your logs is just shady as fuck. Resetting your logs. Why would you do that, bro? See how my dispatcher, your dispatcher, people that work in safety, they go home at 5. Truck drivers, when you're acting like the driver was lazy, think about everybody else. They go home at 5. This is why you want dedicated. See, when you work dedicated freight, you're not dealing with this. See, when you do OTR, even with other carriers, not just Chicago companies, when you do OTR, you are dealing with appointment times. Okay, so whether you get there early or late, they may not unload you, okay? Seriously, or they may take all day. You're dealing with a window or an appointment time. Let me just say this at the blank. Very few warehouses are 24 hours. Most warehouses are not 24 hours. Maybe like a Walmart, UFG, something like that. But they do, when they doing them midnight appointments or whatever, they go by appointment. They're using them type of lumbos. Niggas that use the lumbos, okay. The motherfuckers that use the lumbos, they're like 24 hours. Okay? Some of them big places, but a lot of places ain't 24 hours, bro. Yeah, a lot of places ain't 24 hours. Like that, like a Cisco, you know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers that use lumber and shit like that, them motherfuckers 24 hours. Resetting my logs, man, that just pissed me the fuck off, man. And then they advertising 4,000 miles a week. Nigga, it's gonna be so hard for your bitch ass to get 4,000 miles a week on everything live low. Everything live low, you gonna get 4,000 miles a week. Why would I even advertise that? With all the variables and shit going on, would you waiting at docks? Nah, it don't matter if you've been driving 5 years, 10 years. You're going somewhere to wait at a dock, bro. Sometimes even if you get there early, it don't even matter. You still gotta wait 4-5 hours to get loaded. You still gotta wait 4-5 hours to get loaded or unloaded. So miss me with that bullshit, bro. No. Nah. And then what it come to being live load, shit's gonna be late. And if they give you tight loads, it's gonna be late. It's the name of the game. Pretty much every carrier I've been late, multiple different reasons. Nah, shit. The shipper makes you late because you're sitting there. You're sitting there for hours and hours and hours, which your bitch ass should been driving. Shit. They really need to set a rule. After 2 hours at the shipper. After 2 hours at a shipper getting loaded, they need to be flexible. The customer, the receiver, need to be flexible. Because you didn't already, now, when we go on the 2 hour mark, okay, we give you 2 hours to load me. Now, when it go to 4 hours or 3.5 hours, that ain't ate into the driver clock, the driver 14-hour clock. Now, giving credit, if you didn't already work half your shift getting loaded somewhere else, you drove somewhere that morning, then you got loaded, so you really like half of your shift. By the time you leave there, go get gas, scale in, you're only gonna be able to drive on a thing like an hour, because they didn't ate up all your clock. Nah, 4,000 miles, no, drivers, we need to stop measuring who got the biggest dick. That is not what it's about. It's not, who cares? I can get 4,000 miles a week. What you mean? What you mean, son? I calculated 550 times 7. That's 60. My bad. That's 3,800. That's pushing it. Damn, that's pushing it. To me, you are very, very. I would never even tell that. I would say 3,000 at max. Okay, 3,000, good, but no, because you're dealing with. If this shit was dropping hook, different story. Shit was dropping hook, But then you're gonna run into problems like I had. I was on the job, problems here, problems here, problems here, flat tire here, flat tire here, no inspection, brake issues, this issue, that. I mean, you know, resetting the logs should be fucking illegal, bro. I mean, I'm sorry. They're gonna get paid for that load regardless. They're gonna get paid. And I'm sure if you let the broker know ahead of time versus just showing up late. Now, come on now. Come on, why? And then here's the deal. Here's the deal. If this was my truck and you driving my truck, no, we gonna reset the log. We gonna reschedule the appointment, not reset the logs. And then some of these companies, somebody advertising. One of these foreign companies, now no American company would ever do no dumb shit like this, but a foreign company, it said we need drivers not afraid of the snow. Nigga, we need you. Who would say that? Who would say some dumb shit like that? You carrying around 70, 60,000 pound, the biggest vehicle on the freeway in the snow. You talking about something? You need drivers not afraid of the fucking snow. Who says dumb shit like that? See, an American company would never say that. They're like, oh, hell no, nigga. Hell no. Because, okay, if you wreck a vehicle, they're not going to get paid from that load no more. That truck is out of commission. So the truck is out of commission. Think about, so it's not worth the risk. It's just not worth the risk. Shit. It's just not worth the risk. You're getting that, wrecking the truck, flipping the truck over. It's not worth the risk, bro. It's just not. Versus delivering that load later, at a later date. I'm sorry. In my opinion, too, truck drivers, you can't listen to fucking old heads who's trying to measure who got the biggest dick. To me, this is my point. If you have to drive somewhere, well, you have to put on chains, you shouldn't be driving. If you're going somewhere where it's so bad you got to put on chains, you shouldn't be driving. Nobody should be driving. It's not about how long you've been driving. 10, 20 years, no. The risk of accident is, no. 10, 20 years, they getting accidents too. And fuck their record up so we can know high risk areas and a fatigued driver. I'm still shocked that they reset my logs, bro. When they reset my logs, I'm dumbfounded. I'm sitting over here on 10 of them like, oh hell, they reset my motherfucking logs. When they reset my logs, I'm looking salty like shit. And like I said, just to recap, nigga, if I'm only with them for day 1, day 2. So the first 2 days of working with them already, they reset the logs already. Nigga, come on, damn. You ain't even try to shade me a little bit. You did it day 1.
Well, corporations are shameless.
Remind you, that company was type of company where they so first of all, they reset your logs and they want to charge you for everything.
They don't give a shit.
If you don't certify, they're gonna reset your logs. If you don't do a pre-trip, they're gonna reset your logs. They're gonna charge you. If you don't fuel, get the fuel receipt. Mark fuel, they're gonna charge you. I mean, they're gonna charge your ass for
they don't give a shit.
Nigga, all this shit is stupid. No American company do dumb shit like this. They don't. They don't do no dumb shit like this, bro. That's just dumb. Just dumb.
companies suck, man. Even when they do good, they don't do good enough, dude. Been that way since I can remember. You know, they suck. They've never been anything but suckage. And that's why I don't bother with them. I mean, I'll start my own company, but I guarantee you start your company, you're going to have to be as shady and cheap as the other guys, as the competition. Otherwise, you won't be able to compete, and you'll be in trouble. You know? It's all about competition. And it's all about justifying not paying you so they can go ahead and pay themselves. All these people in charge, they got to make their money. The more money they save the company, the better off they are. You know, they'll get more blessings from the owners or whatever. Oh, it's filled up already, huh? All right. Okay, guys, it's about 56 minutes. Shout out to More to For Life. This gentleman, I love the way he whines, but he's not really whining. He's just kind of flabbergasted by what happens in the real world. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I'm getting tired and hungry. You guys take care of yourselves. Live your life. I realize that in my life, every dream I had never manifested. Nothing I ever wanted what mattered to anybody else. The only time your dreams and your aspirations matter to other people is if there's money in it for them. That's why companies get all these resources and all this attention, and an individual doesn't get shit. You have to have something to offer people. Otherwise, they don't care. And that's it. Anyway, have a good day. Bye-bye.